Yellow Jager with a Minnesota Vikings night before preview. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The Minnesota Vikings will be taking on the Indianapolis Colts tomorrow, which is Saturday, December 17th at noon. With a lot on the line, by the way. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So yeah, the Minnesota Vikings, as I just got done saying, will be taking on the Indianapolis Colts at noon on a Saturday. Yeah, that's right. This is the first week of the NFL doing their usual Saturday games. And, yeah, I mean, I always like having a couple Saturday NFL games and stuff like that. It does kind of break up the monotony or whatever, but, more football. Anyway, kind of reeling it back into here, the Minnesota Vikings have unfinished business. Why do I say that? Because, the Minnesota Vikings lost in, pretty, dominating fashion by the Detroit Lions last week. And also are going to be playing a team we haven't beaten since 1997. Granted, we only play them like once every few years, but still, 1997. That was even before Peyton Manning was a Colt. So yeah, it's been a while. And like I say, a victory against the 4-8-1 Colts. Well, again, the 4-8-1 Colts are what's standing in the way of the Vikings and an NFC North title. And then hopefully maybe we could work on seeding and this and that and the other thing. But for now, we just got to take care of business on Saturday afternoon. Not going to be easy, but to be fair, though, the Colts have had a very, let's just say, type of year. And a very, interesting one. Let's just leave it at that. But, so yeah. Their offense is basically relying on the corpse of Matt Ryan. Michael Pittman Jr. really hasn't, shown up a lot this year. Kind of hoping he would. Jonathan Taylor's been battling injuries, so I feel bad for fantasy owners who picked him up number 1 overall. Yikes. I mean, that's always a gamble when you pick up a running back or one of those big-name players number 1 overall. You never know. I'm looking at you, Christian McCaffrey from 2020. And now Christian McCaffrey's turned into the Christian McCaffrey from the Panthers on the 49ers. The healthy Christian McCaffrey, the one that can run for 2,500 yards a year if he, had the opportunity to. So yeah, as I mentioned before, they really don't have that great of an offense. Let's just be honest here. But to be fair, though, we could probably make these guys look like the frickin', 2007 Pats or the frickin' 2013 Broncos or something here. You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. Why? Because Ed Donatell's defense scares the shit out of me. And we're dead last. And he doesn't fucking adjust. He just plays the same stuff and says, oh, it's an execution issue. A, there's injuries. B, you're literally playing 10 yards off the freaking line of scrimmage. What do you think's going to happen? You're basically giving them a free curl route every freaking time. I'm pretty sure I could catch balls against our defense at this point. I mean, even Kevin O'Connell's finally said something about it here. Granted, I don't know what'll end up happening. If anything, it sounds like nothing's really going to happen at this point, but yeah, no, that's really about the only big preview we need to, kind of talk about here. But that defense, man. That freaking defense. If 4 is not getting home, don't be afraid to send more. At this point, I'd rather die by getting beat over the top than giving up 10, 15-yard chunk routes every play. You know, like, if you're going to get beat, might as well get beat deep at this point. It's just, you know, because at the very least there, the defense has a chance to rest versus getting pummeled up and down the field for 10 plays and then having to go right back out after the offense goes 3 and out. You're playing a dangerous game when you keep doing that stuff. And once the playoffs come, because, well, unless something catastrophic happens, which, to be fair, it is the Vikings, I don't necessarily rule anything out at this point. We're in the playoffs. I mean, what the seeding is like, what this and that, the other thing is like, who knows? I mean, the NFL this year is a shit show nightmare to try to, well, understand. So, but yeah. So that's really the big preview, is what can our defense do? Can we get back to those, you know, key play situations, or can we, you know, try something new? You're dead last in almost everything, passing related especially. We haven't had a sack in like 3 weeks, and all you do is the exact same play call. It's not the 1990s. You are allowed to change. You're allowed to try something new. But I digress. Yeah, like I said, I really don't have a lot of fear for our offense, if I'm being dead honest with you here. I mean, Kirk Cousins will do what Kirk Cousins does. Justin Jefferson is a stud. Dalvin Cook and Alexander Mattison will keep the run game going here. I mean, the Colts have a decent defense, don't get me wrong here, you know, but they're not the same Colts defense from in years past. I mean, Stephon Gilmore might be their best player, or one of their best players, so, and he's getting up there in age. I know he's been battling some injuries. But, yeah, I mean, like I say, though, you can't take these guys lightly either, though. But I like our chances here. Even though the last time we played him, Kirk Cousins literally got the teeth stomped in on him. Like, holy crap. That was probably his worst game as a Viking, maybe in his entire career. So, 1997 was the last time he defeated the Indianapolis Colts. And tomorrow afternoon at U.S. Bank Stadium, by the way, the Minnesota Vikings have a chance to clinch the NFC North. Let's just get it done, boys. Let's just leave no doubts. Let's just get in the playoffs. Please, please, please. So yeah, with all that said, until we meet again, this is Jacob. And also stay tuned here because, well, remember how I said I was done with the reverse retro pickups and stuff like that? I was lying. So, let's just say, got a bonus at work. And I may or may not have 5 more coming. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. So, yeah, that'll basically wrap this up. So, until we meet again, this is Jacob. Have a good night.